morrow, dear worship.
Good morrow, Monsieur Charles. What's the new news of the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is, the Duke is banished by his sister, Duchess Freda, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose lands and revenues enrich the Duchess. Therefore, she gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duchess's daughter, her cousin Celia, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile, or have died to stay behind her. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her aunt than her own daughter Celia, and never 2 ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and a many merry men with him, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day, and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden World.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duchess.
Marry, do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with a matter. I'm given, sir, secretly, to understand that your younger brother Orlando has a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love I would be loath to foil him, as I must for my own honour if he come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you with all that either you might stay him from his intendment, or brook such disgrace well as he shall run into, in that it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I do thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have laboured by underhand means to dissuade him from it, but he's resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck and his finger, and thou wert best look to it, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he does not grace himself mightily upon thee, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he attain thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him, but should I anathemize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If he ever go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. So God keep your worship.
God keep you, fair Charles. Now I will stir this gangster. I hope I shall see the end of him. For my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of all sorts of noble device, and indeed in the heart of the world, especially of my own people, who best known, that I'm altogether misprized. But shall not be so long. This rustler shall clear all. All that remains is that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
Rosalind, sweet, my cuz, be merry.
Oh, dear Celia, I sure will move and I'm mistress. And would you yet were merrier? Unless you could teach me how to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein, I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy aunt, the Duchess, my mother, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father from thy mother. So wouldst thou. If the truth that I love to me was so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate, rejoice in yours.
You know my mother hath no child but I, nor none is like to have, and truly, when she dies, thou shalt be her heir. For what she hath taken from thy father before, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honour, I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, Tuss, and devise sport. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest. Nor no further in sport neither, than with the safety of a pure blush, thou mayest in honour come up again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit, and mock the good housewife fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and those that she makes honest, she makes very ill-favouredly.
Well, nay, now thou goes from fortune's office to nature's. Fortune reigns the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, when nature had made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flout at fortune, hath not fortune sent in this fool to cut off the argument?
Indeed, there is fortune too hard for nature. When fortune makes nature's natural, the cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work neither, but nature's. Who perceiveth our natural wits, too dull to reason of such goddesses, and has sent in this natural for our whetstone, but always the dullness of the fool was the whetstone of the wit. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Ah, mistress, you must come away to your mother.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honour, but I was bid to come to you.
Well earned you that, oh fool.
Oh, of a certain lady who swore by her honour that they were good pancakes, and she swore by her honour that the mustard was naught. Now I'll stand to it. The mustard was good and the pancakes were naught, but was not the lady forsworn?
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
I marry, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now, stroke your chinnies, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them.
Thou art.
And by my knavery, if I had it, I were. But if you swear by that, that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this lady swearing by her honour, for she never had any. And if she did, she swore it away long before she ever set eyes on those pancakes, or that mustard.
Prithee, who is that thou meanest?
One that the lady Freda, your mother, loves.
My mother's love is enough to honour him. Enough. Speak no more of her. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
Well, 'tis a pity that a fool cannot speak wisely what the wise do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have with silence, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Oh, here comes Monsieur Le Beau.
Oh, with his mouth full of news.
Which he will put on us, as pigeons be their young.
Then shall we be news crammed.
The better. We shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur Le Beau. What's the news?
Your princess. You have lost much good sport.